The U.S. Senate has just passed a bill to end the U.S. government shutdown, so what comes next? Crypto whales are buying these two altcoins for a December rally, and is it possible for Uniswap to hit $50 by the end of the year after this new proposal? This is your Altcoin Buzz news. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzz.io, and as always, the not fan show advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Also, make sure to join us for our X Spaces, Tuesday to Friday at 9 a.m. EST, link down below. Alright, good morning guys. So Bitcoin is pretty much doing exactly what we thought it would do. It came up into this level of resistance here around $107,500. This was one support. It's now rejecting here as resistance. And what we want to see today is we want to see it consolidate underneath here and continue higher. We want to go to a little lower time frame. What we don't want to see is we don't want to see it come back and break below this low here, because then we're most likely coming back down towards these lows here, down around 96 to around at $98,000. So what we want is we want this to hold above this 101 area. But ideally, we don't want to see it trade below $103,500 today. So we really don't want to see it come back into this prior level that it broke out from. We want to see it consolidate above 103.4-ish and stay above here and then continue higher. So that's what we're looking for today. We don't want to see it break down below there. But what could happen on the higher time frames is we break back down below here. We take out these stops around $97,000. We take out these stops which are untouched below here, and then we consolidate and we go up later in this month. Those are different scenarios that I'm looking for today, especially with today being a bank holiday. So kind of moves tend to be a little bit more drastic, but then get reversed. So today's a bank holiday in the US. So banks are closed, but crypto is obviously always open. And so we're selling off right now. And so it's very possible we do take out these stops. So I don't want you to get, completely destroyed if we do come down here, because it's a high probability. But if we do want this to continue higher, we want to stop and, stop above $103,000 and consolidate there and then go up. So those are the different scenarios, and that's how I see it potentially playing out today. Now, starting off today, we have the U.S. Senate approves a bill to end the U.S. government shutdown, sending it now to the House. So the Senate has passed the shutdown deal, and now the House has to take it up next. Speaker Johnson has already said that he'll move quickly once the bill arrives. If the House approves, it goes straight to the president's desk and the government reopens. Markets are watching how fast the House reacts and whether any last-minute objections slow things down. We also have Milk Road sharing a global liquidity is trending downward. The main reason is the TGA refill. The target level was initially $850 billion, but because of the government shutdown, it's gone all the way up to $1 trillion, dragging liquidity down with it. But this is long-term bullish. When the government reopens, they'll spend this extra balance, which would expand liquidity. We also have the SOFR is plummeting. That's the U.S. secured overnight financing rate, aka the rate that big players pay to borrow cash overnight. A sharp drop signals cheap money flooding in, often sparking bolder risk and surging asset prices. A SOFR move like this tends to signal Bitcoin and alts move in weeks, not months. Focus on liquidity over hype, bull run is loading. So we have the secure overnight financing rate, which has dropped and typically signals Bitcoin will then pump in weeks. So it is very possible we do have a pump towards the end of this month going into December, and which is what we're going to talk about right now, and different altcoins that whales are buying for a December rally. We also have the Senate committee has finally released the long-awaited draft for the crypto market structure bill. The bill is set to overhaul how Bitcoin and crypto are regulated and is expected to pass by year end. So that would be very bullish for crypto as well. I know a lot of them are talking about how to bring potentially crypto futures into the US in a more regulated way. So we don't have just these offshore crypto exchanges. We can actually trade perpetual futures in the US, which would be huge. CoinEx is one of the best exchanges you haven't heard of. Like Gate.io or Mexi, they offer a lot of coins. But more importantly, they offer the high quality coins you want. And now for a limited time, all CoinEx users who deposit USDT on Plasma get up to 50% XPL cash back. And during the event, the first 500 users who make a net deposit of over $50 USDT on Plasma can earn cashback rewards. This is both for new users and existing users. And this is the well-known USDT stablecoin by Tether. All you need to do is make a deposit over $50 USDT on the Plasma network. The campaign runs from 8 a.m. on November 10th to 8 a.m. on November 17th UTC. And all CoinEx users who applied on the promotion page can participate, and everybody who qualifies gets to share a reward according to their ranking. So take advantage of the CoinEx promotion and deposit USDT on Plasma and earn rewards. Start today by setting up your account on CoinEx and earn your part of this prize pool. Click the link down below for more details. Now moving on to the first altcoin that whales are buying, we have seen research saying, so XRP is the best looking major here and fastest horse off the government opening news. No surprise there, expecting banking charter approval, the Clarity Act, and ETF soon, all of which benefit XRP more than other majors. We also have Nate Garassi who says the government shutdown ending equals spot crypto ETF floodgates opening. In the meantime, we could see the first 33-act spot XRP ETF launching this week. We also have Whale Insider who says over 22 million XRP, worth $56.17 million, has been withdrawn from BitGet exchange to wallet activated just 4 days ago. So whales are taking XRP off exchanges. We also have XRP profit realization surged 240%, signaling heavy profit taking as traders lock in recent gains. Will the momentum hold, or is a cooldown ahead? And LA Chart shares if this bull run keeps going, XRP could offer a solid buying opportunity at $1.90 before rallying to $6. And so that's one thing I wanted to talk about real quick because we've shared kind of similar price targets. Around $2 is where I was looking for this area of support down here before going higher. And so we shared this yesterday. XRP was one of the stronger coins yesterday, pumping into this level of what was resistance that we wanted to break above. And this is why it's so key to see daily close above certain levels. So we were above this yesterday when we were talking about it, and we're saying if we close above this level, it is very bullish. And you can see here we did not close above this level. We actually wicked above, and now we're below it. So this isn't the end of things for XRP, but I will say it's not super bullish that we haven't been able to close above this level here. So what we're waiting for is a close above this level. Otherwise, it is very possible we come back down, maybe consolidate a little bit lower. Maybe we consolidate here and then blast through. But overall, it's not very bullish that we didn't close above here on the daily chart. So we were looking for that for XRP. And so LA Charts was saying if we do, come back down, if Bitcoin maybe retest $98,000, it is very possible that XRP then comes back down here and retest this $2 range. And this would be a good area to set up for a longer term position where XRP could go towards $6 later, maybe this year, maybe early next year, at least in this bull run. So that's what Ali Charge was saying. I do kind of believe him. He said 190, but I think around $2 is probably a good psychological level as well. And so the fact that we haven't closed above here on the daily chart is a bit concerning, but we're gonna have to watch and see. Today is a bank holiday, so crypto and alls tend to do weird things when the markets are closed on days like this. And moving on to the second coin that whales are accumulating, we have Cardano. And we have Santiment saying Cardano's key stakeholders have accumulated big since its drop below 50 cents last week. In the past 4 days alone, whales and sharks have accumulated 348 million ADA, worth $204.3 million. And they've accumulated just under 1% of the ADA supply. Then we have Minturn saying Cardano Foundation reveals a major roadmap update for global ADA adoption. A month ago, Cardano revealed its major roadmap for global ADA adoption with a focus on stablecoin liquidity, RWAs, a venture hub, and strong adoption programs. The roadmap aims to supercharge Cardano's global presence. Are we finally witnessing the beginning of a massive ADA adoption? We also have Grayscale saying one fund, 5 leaders. The Grayscale CoinEx Crypto 5 ETF, ticker GDLC, tracks the 5 largest, most liquid cryptocurrencies, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and ADA being in it. MSRI also shares the state of Cardano Q3 2025. The key updates are the Input-Output Global has released the Halo 2 Plutus verifier, bringing native zero-knowledge proof verification to Plutus smart contracts, while Midnight's partnership with Google Cloud signaled enterprise confidence in Cardano's privacy stack. For quarter-over-quarter metrics, we have NFT volume up 561%, which is huge for a quarter-over-quarter update. We have ADA up 41% to 81 cents, and then we have DeFi TV up 28.7%, up to 423 million. Now, as for ADA, a lot of these altcoins are looking pretty similar, where we had this area that we broke down last week around November 2nd. We had this area that we broke down that we want to reclaim, and we've come up to as an underside retest, and we haven't quite closed above it. Same for XRP, same for a lot of these altcoins. So a lot of them look very similar right now, where we've come up to this level of resistance and we're rejecting. Same with Bitcoin as well, actually. And so it looks like either we want to consolidate above, make higher highs and higher lows and start this uptrend here, wherever this might be on the altcoin. For ADA, it's around 55 cents. We want to consolidate here and then higher. But if we don't, if we just reject here, we're most likely coming back down here to take out these stops below 48 cents. And then where it goes from there, it's hard to say because this has been a multi-month level of support. And I don't really know where you're going to head next. I mean, maybe you head back down here towards 45 cents. But this is the next major area, which is a bit concerning. It's around 32 cents. And so we really want ADA to hold, because if we go back down here to this level of support, that is a big drop for ADA. So we're really hoping that over the next couple of days, we get some good news. Maybe the government opens and we're able to just make a new higher low here and then continue up higher. But if we don't, we're probably coming back down here. So that is what I'm looking for ADA. Pretty much the same across most altcoins. It's the same kind of TA. We're looking for that higher low to form. And then moving on, we have Sui. And Sui says Sui's momentum with institutions is compounding. Crypto.com has launched regulated custody, plus liquidity support for SUI, giving institutional clients a secure, compliant way to store, manage, and access deep liquidity for SUI. We also have the SUI holding group sharing that SUI-G has partnered with Bluefin to support institutional adoption of perpetual futures and on-chain structured products on SUI. As part of the agreement, SUI-G will lend 2 million SUI and receive a share of Bluefin's revenues, strengthening liquidity and market access for both firms. And the SUI community shares that SUI just flipped a base and DEX aggregator volume. You can fade hype, but you can't fade on-chain data. We also have Eisenhower sharing that SUI is outpacing the entire DeFi curve. Momentum is accelerating faster than most realized. November 9th data confirms a clean vertical trend, 175 billion in DEX volume, 681 billion in total token volume, and 1.57 billion in net inflows. It's crazy to me how undervalued SUI is. Every metric is climbing in sync. DEXs, perps, and inflows all surging into year-end, plus liquidity continues to deepen while volatility compresses. The slope of growth tells the story, steeper, smoother, and accelerating, liquidity, inflows, usage, and velocity. SUI sits at the intersection of all four, and price action follows. Keep an eye on how SUI network moves into December. NII chart shares a buy signal confirmed on SUI. Sustained buying pressure here could push it to $3 or even $4 soon. So he shares this chart where we kind of bottomed around $1.85-ish, which I'll show as well. So he's saying this level of support, which, we are pretty much at the same level across most altcoins. We've come down to this level, major level of support. This kind of needs to hold. We kind of need to make higher highs and higher lows here if we're going to start this uptrend. SUI looks like pretty much the rest, where we are just, rejecting here this morning. We need to hold above $2 really here if we're going to start making a higher high and higher low. We don't want to come back down here and take out $1.81, but that is totally possible as well if Bitcoin wants to go back down to 98K. So I am watching altcoins and Bitcoin as well. Not taking any longs right now because it is a real possibility that we do sweep those lows before heading higher towards month end. And so I'm watching out for that on Bitcoin and these alts. So this is what I'm looking for SUI and pretty much the other altcoins as well. And lastly for today, with Uniswap has rocketed 30% on a fee switch proposal. So we have Hayden Adams, the CEO of Uniswap, who says, "Today I'm incredibly excited to make my first proposal to Uniswap governance. The proposal turns on protocol fees and aligns incentives across the Uniswap ecosystem. At a high level, the proposal turns the protocol fees and uses them to burn Uni. It sends Uni chain sequencer fees to the Uni burn. It burns 100 million Uni from the treasury, representing the protocol fees that could have been burned if fees were turned on at the token launch. It introduces protocol fee discount auctions, a new way to improve LP outcomes, and internalize MEV to the protocol." So there's a lot there, but essentially they want to start burning more Uniswap. They want to make protocol fees basically the same thing that pumps other tokens. Start burning tokens, start buying back tokens. The same thing that will pump their token price. We also have Key Young Ju, who says Uniswap could go parabolic if the fee switch is activated. So this is just a proposal so far. Even just counting V2 and V3, with $1 trillion in year-to-date volume, that's about $500 million in annual burns if volume holds. Exchanges hold $850 million, so even with unlocks, a supply shock seems inevitable. Correct me if I'm wrong. We also have Tyrion Trades, who says, "I've been calling Uni shots for almost 2 years now. With today's Uni burn protocol proposal coming in along with this massive long-term ascending triangle formation on the weekly chart, my conviction in Uniswap has never been stronger. I genuinely believe that Uniswap is heading well beyond $50, and to keep myself accountable, I'll say this: if Uniswap doesn't take $50 by this time next year, I'll delete my account. And trust me, I'm being conservative here because I really like my Twitter account." So basically he's saying Uniswap could hit $50, especially by this time next year. And so we also have Look on Chain, who says, "Don't FOMO trade." This trader FOMO'd $2.4 million Uniswap long 6 hours ago and then sold 30 minutes ago, taking a $69.4 thousand loss. He's now 10x shorting Uni, already sitting on $8,500 unrealized loss. So he's basically just getting chopped up both ways. Now, as for Uniswap, we have a bunch of key levels here. I will say the biggest thing I don't like about this is this daily sweep here. So you can see here, this is a very, nuanced little detail. But we came up here on the day yesterday. We came up to around $10 here. And then as the day concluded, we then took out the stops above here and then went lower. So if anyone was shorting, they then got stopped out as we took out stops above here, also the stops above here. So that is a very predatory price action and is meant to, take out more people who are shorting. So not a very good look for Uniswap in that aspect. We are coming back down here towards around $8.57 right now. Above this level of consolidation, around $8.50. We have to go down to the kind of smaller time frames now to see this. Right now, it doesn't look the best to me. It doesn't look the worst to me. It looks like it just needs time to consolidate. And really, this is the area to do it. If we're going to consolidate, it should be between $8 and 30 cents and around $8.90-ish cents. It should be in this range for the next few days. We don't want to see it come up here, break down and then just do this and then retrace all the gains it made, because that will be, not very bullish at all. This also has to do with the fact that the proposal isn't actually, in place yet. It's just a proposal. So if this does happen, it's going to be very bullish, and, obviously the price will go up. But we're gonna have to wait to see how the proposal actually goes through. But I think most likely it comes back down towards $7 as we sell off, as people kind of take profits on this. And then I think, depending on how the fee switch goes, if the proposal gets approved, we either pump or we dump. So that's Uniswap right now. Not too much to do. We've already kind of missed the pump here. I don't like that we've, swept these highs above here on the daily time frame. Basically very predatory price action that we don't like. And yeah, that's that's pretty much it. There's not much to say other than wait to see what happens, especially with Bitcoin. Bank holiday, Bitcoin's rejecting here. We want to hold above 103. If it doesn't, if it breaks back down here, all altcoins are going down as well. So those are things I am watching for today and tomorrow, especially as we have a bank holiday and things kind of get weird on bank holidays. They tend to make big moves, but then usually reverse as well. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens there. But that's the video for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.